Hey Liz, how's it going? This is Courtney, and in this video, I'm going to go over some things that you can do to bring more visibility to your business with Legal Show. And now I do know that with Legal Show, because they already provide you the website, there's not so much, there's not anything you can do to get more visibility with the website, but there's quite a few tips that you can do outside of Legal Shield that I will cover over this video. If you like what you heard and you want to learn more or you want to know have a game plan of things, and just reach out to me and we could chat. So with further ado, let us get into it. So first thing I like to go over is something that you're already doing is networking, right? So networking is the best way for you to get your visibility out there. And as you're already doing, there are a ton of networking groups out there. I did mention to you that I would show you a couple of them that I do like and that I'm a part of. Some of them I actually attend the meetings every now and then. One of the first ones that I like to go over, just as we meet Wednesdays, they meet on Wednesdays. I think they do like $1, your first visit, and then if you want to join, I think it's $27 or $28 a month. At least that's how much it was when I was a part of it. But this group I actually really liked. You get to have the opportunity to meet tons of different people, and these are including people that are also international as well. I've met quite a lot of people that were, in the UK, a lot of Canadians, a lot of I actually made a friend that was from the Middle East. But you can meet a ton of different people there. And honestly, another thing you can do is there are a lot of networking groups on Facebook. You could just type in something that you're looking for, like, women's networking group. Like anything you could think of in terms of, your interests. Excuse me. You can search that up and start looking for groups. Another one that you could take a look at that I mentioned to you is these guys. All right, this is a Christian group that I talked to you about, because I remember you saying that you were a woman of God. So this is also a Christian group. They meet on Tuesdays. They do have a schedule that you could take a look at. This one is free. Let's see. So you would go into events, and then you would just look for. Okay. All right. So they have one coming up on November 18th at 2 p.m. Well, Eastern time. I think you're Eastern time too. No, I think you're in Las Vegas, so you're probably going to be earlier. So yeah, you could take a look at their events just to check them out, see if you like them. They're great girls. This group is also pretty great too, to communicate and talk to people and try to reach out to members. Like, you go into the members area, and then you can actually go through this, and then maybe just add them. Like, I added a lot of them as friends, and you can talk to them, and they're really, really nice. You can do one-on-ones with them. This is another way that you can go about making connections, and also, making power partners. And if you're not familiar, power partners are just business owners who work with your ideal client. So, you're in Legal Shield. So, honestly, maybe some examples of power partners for you would be like insurance agents, commercial brokers, CPAs, digital marketers like me. So those are a few examples that you could think of people you can communicate, you can talk with, just keep in connection with, because they do have that connection to the people you work with. And same for you. You have the connection that they need, because you also work with families and business owners. So that's one. And then another one on Alignable is called Networking Her Way. This one's also I actually really like this one too. This one's pretty good. You can meet a lot of women. You can meet some women here as well. This group is really nice. This is free to attend. They do have a membership one, which I actually really liked. actually really liked. I just couldn't do it at the moment. So this is another one you could take a look at. A couple more I just want to go over that are really good that I've gone to, are really good that you can check out if you haven't already. They're here. And then that's it for the networking. Next thing I want to focus on is social media. Right? So social media is the second thing that you can do to get a lot more visibility online. And as you can see your Facebook right here, I do want to point out that I did notice that you don't really mention much about Legal Shield, and that's something that you can work on, like tips and advice and just giving people free value so that when they come, it increases trust and it increases people's willingness to want to learn more, right? And just to give you an idea, Legal Shield does have a Facebook page, so this is something you can take a look at yourself, and just to get an idea of the type of posts and the type of things that you can make your posts around or say. Just tips for people, just advice, legal advice that they can do, especially with the shutdown and the flight cancellations. This is like something that you can start making posts for, and the reason why is because you want to one of the best ways to achieve success is to find people who are doing exactly what you want and then follow after them. And because success leaves clues, right? So if it worked for them, then it could work for you too. So you just want to keep that in mind when taking a look at things. And then, another one, this is just another example, Instagram. This is also she's also an associate like you are, and a lot of her posts, most of her posts are legal show related. So this is also a good idea of something that you can take a look at just to get an idea, right? So you don't feel like you're completely lost and you don't know what to write about. Here are some examples. And it doesn't just have to be Facebook and Instagram. You can also do Reels. You can also do YouTube channel where you can just give tips and tricks to people, or you can do the TikTok. There's some that do TikTok, but there are like quite a few options that you can take and look at and explore and see what fits for you. And the one important thing that you do want to do though is to figure out what your target audience is. And I think that your target audience is small business owners and small families, which is good, because when you figure out what your target audience is, you then want to go to what they use the most. Facebook and Instagram are typically the ones, and then that's where you make your posts and stuff at, right? Okay, and then let's see, other things you can do. I'll actually go over that last. So that's the next thing I'd like to go over is another thing that you're also doing. This is going into citations. So what a citation is and why it's important, I'll get into that very shortly. It's actually related to this right here. Just want to discuss it. So this right here is the map pack. This is where your business's name, address, and phone number are listed. This is how Google verifies its relevance to your business, and how you actually show up in maps is pretty simple. So let me show you this. So you basically want to have your name, address, and phone number distributed across hundreds of directories, right? And the goal is that you want it to be on, places like BBB, Yelp, City Star, and many, many more. And the goal is you want to have more than your competitor. I know in your area, I think you're in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm not, let's see. So I know that you were in when I'm looking up Legal Shield in Las Vegas, Nevada, you are, the first one there, but you want to be able to pop up when you see words like stuff like this, people searching this up, right? And in order to do that, you want to get more than your competitor has, because you want to get more than what your competitor has. And these right here are known as citations. All right, so this is what this is: just your name, address, and phone number across like all these directories. And when you have more than your competitor, it shows Google, it gives it creates trust in Google, and it will let them, tell them like, okay, you guys are legit. So it will bump you above your competitor, but you don't just want to match them, you want to dominate them, because you want it to take a long time to catch back up, right? So you want to get what your competitors have, and then get twice as many more, 50 to 100 more, because you want it to be a long time for them to catch up, right? And then the ultimate goal is that you want to be in the top 3 results, right? Because these are what people click on. The higher you are, the more clicks you get. Okay, so that's like a little bit of a gist in terms of citations. And how that you go about getting citations is pretty simple. There are tools out there that tell us what directories your competition is listed on, and then you would just go get those same citations for yourself. All right, so okay, last thing I'd like to go over is the last thing that you can do, and that is ads. Social media ads like Facebook, Instagram, Google ads. This is another way that you can get more visibility. The difference with this one is that this one is a bit more this one can, like, if it's done properly and everything. So this is like an idea of an ad, and this is like another way you could just get more potential clients in your door, whether you're trying to go the customer route or you're trying to grow your team route. So this is another thing that you can think about. And with this, you really want to know what your target audience is, because you want to focus on that specifically. All right, so those are like the kind of the things. Some last notary things that I would like to mention is, so you can do, there are other things you can do, like articles, newsletters, which can be a part of email marketing. Those are another thing that you can do. But just to recap over everything, we went over some things that can help improve your online presence with your business, and that is networking, social media, ads, and then citations. All right, and that's all I have for you in this video. If you want to learn more, or if you want to know how we can move forward, then reach back out to me. Regardless of what your decision, I just love to hear what you thought of this video. And yeah, I really hope this helped. You have a nice week, right? Bye.